Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today is an exciting day because today is new bike day. I've been riding my Trek Remedy for going on 6 years now, and it's been a great bike. I haven't had a need to upgrade to anything new. I had it so built to my specifications. It just lasted such a long time. It was an amazing bike, but as times have gone on and technologies have improved, I figured, it might be a good time to look at upgrading with all the new stuff that's out today. And so I am very, very excited. I've been watching this bike for a long time, trying to snag one. I have here an Insurgent MX in a size medium. I was able to get that from Summit Bikes. I was lucky enough just to find one that hit their inventory one morning, and I shot a quick message, quick phone call, bugged them about it, made sure that I secured it and got it here for you guys. So I'm really excited to get into this build and bring you a brand new bike this year, and hopefully be having some fun riding it and really putting it through the ranks this season. So thank you so much for joining, and now a little bit of bike porn. All right, so I've got the Evil out here at Ladera Ranch. I'm gonna be just dialing it in. There's a good course here to do that. You've got a rhythm section, there's some jumps, there's some loose stuff. There's a little high-speed section. So I think it's gonna be the perfect place to start to kind of tune this thing in, get it all dialed, make sure all systems are go, and ready for the season. So let's get ready to rip. thing turns. Wow. So quick. Wow. That's a different sensation. I can't believe just kind of how fast it jibs and turns. I'm almost overturning because I'm not used to something that just flies in and out of corners so fast. I usually have to kind of muscle it a little bit, and you really just don't on this. You just think where you want to go and it goes. What they say about it being able to just still pop and fly is totally correct. Woo! As you can see there, I overjumped those. Whew. It just doesn't need the force required that I'm used to. Wow. It's gonna take some getting used to. Definitely different riding style, but man, it eats up chatter so fast. That loose section at the top. Sorry if I'm out of breath. It's kind of been a while, but that loose section out of the top, man, it just rolled right over that stuff. Cut right through it. By the time I was done with it, I honestly couldn't believe I was already through that section. Everything felt so much more relaxed. My grip felt more relaxed. My body wasn't as taxed trying to balance through it. And just the amount of grip was insane. Oh, it's so good. It's pretty jumpy. It's pretty poppy. I might have to dial down the rebound just a little bit until I kind of get used to it, and then I can start speeding it back up again. Man, what a cool bike. It's a crazy feeling. You wouldn't think just because of how floaty it is off the top. It really feels like just super gushy, you know? But then still it opens up and it wants to play around. It's a really cool feeling. Just make a couple of clicks of adjustment. Yep. All right. Close off that low speed a little bit. It's diving into those berms a little quick. There we go. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, smooth. You don't even have to really push through anything too hard. Just sort of pump through it, kind of like the jump bike. Just use the momentum you've got. Drive with your legs and it's clean. God, it feels like you're on clouds the whole time. It's pretty nuts. All right, let's go. Oh man, that is a smooth operator right there. Yeah, no problem. Woo! Man, the thing is just so floaty. It's kind of what my Santa Cruz V10 was, but it just feels like it's got even a little more cushion than that, and that might be the difference in suspension technology and dampeners in the past versus now. But thing just feels like a proper downhill bike, but then it just climbs with no problem. I haven't hit the switch yet. It is a lot of fun. I'm definitely more centered than I'm used to. Like I feel like I'm a little closer to the bars. It does have a little shorter reach than my Trek did. The Trek's pretty old. I mean, it was 6 years old, and there's been a lot of change in geometry in 6 years. And the Trek was an extra large, and the extra large frame is pretty close to this medium, so that just goes to show where the trends have gone. But the Trek, I did have to work pretty hard to shorten the stem, bring the bars in, get a little more sweep back, try to make it, the cockpit, not feel so stretched out and long. And that's what I got here. So that's nice. There's a lot of things on this bike that are new to me. One 29er, never ridden a 29, so it's a little bit of a different feeling, but I got used to it pretty quick. I'd say halfway down that first run, I started to see the capabilities of the 29 with the grip and the rollover, and I think just mentally getting it out of my head when I'm jumping that I have a wheel, big wheel up there. But once I'm kind of committed and diving in, and I'm on the lip or I'm through the air, honestly don't notice it. And this bike is so much more nimble than the Remedy was that it still feels smaller in the air despite having that 29 wheel. So that's a win for me, for sure. These Code RSCs are awesome for being like a 4-pod brake system. I know they're not bedded in yet, but they have awesome modulation versus like my Trail XTs, where those really felt on and off, on and off. These feel like you can kind of dive into them a little bit more and sort of like fine tune that braking power. So that's pretty cool. What else is new? These bars are 810 mil. I'm not used to riding anything over 780. It's kind of my sweet spot. But strangely enough, these don't feel like they're all that wide. And maybe because the cockpit's a little closer, the bars are a little closer, they're more upright. So my arms are able to access that width a little easier. I really don't notice. So not sure if I'll have to cut them down or not, honestly. Hasn't bothered me. This Zeb fork, that's new. So is a 38 stanchion is also new. I definitely feel like that probably adds to that instant redirection that you get. Ooh, look at that. I mean, just charged up that hill, no problem. But yeah, that rigidity in the fork in the back end with the super boost, definitely feel like that has to do a lot with that pop in and out of turns. Fork feels super plush. And another new thing to me is the cush cores. I installed some cush cores onto this just reading all the good things about it. I'm not too concerned about the weight penalty or anything like that, which is pretty minor, to be honest. But now I am running my normal pressures in the tires. So 18 up front and 20 in the rear is typically what I run for these loose conditions. I'm a lighter rider. I'm about 155. So I'm not getting full advantage out of the cush cores, but I do want to ride those typical pressures just for the sake of bike setup and comparison. I do miss Shimano's downshift. A multiple click downshift is super nice. God, it's just so plush. So crazy. Whew. Ah, thing just grabs like no one's business. Jeez. Woo. Yeah. Feel a little bit over the front, so I'm going to turn that rebound down in the rear just another click. Look at that. That's cool. A hip. So floaty. Man, that is a cool sensation. it just turns chunder into nunder. Floats right off the lip of the jump. And when it lands, it feels like you're landing in a airbag, the way it just like sucks it up and keeps you going. Right, so final thoughts. Makes everything easier. Turns, it just dives right into them with tons of mid-stroke for support. Stands right up, doesn't over compress. Same with jumps. You think you just think by how floaty it is over stuff and how graceful it is, that, and with that big 29 up front, that it's got to sacrifice somewhere. And you would think like maybe it just G out in some of the turns, but it doesn't. You go and pump off a jump and there's so much mid-stroke there for that it's really just like mindless. I don't think I used all the travel once today. I know this isn't like some steep gnarly downhill stuff or anything like that, but it's definitely good to note. So thank you guys again for hanging out with me today and experiencing this marvelous machine. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.